but they're therapists, and they was talking about parenting and teenagers. And one of the conversations that we got into was the difference between our days and their days. In our days, we talked about this before in the form of bullying, but also now power and influence. They always say that the kids are mostly influenced by things outside of their home, not necessarily in their home. That's how we talked about we know preacher kids that was killers.
Yeah.
They know they knew right from wrong, but they still did what they did. So back in our day, you got off that bus or you left that school, that's where it ended. You might have had some little stuff in the neighborhood, but for the most part, you were straight. Now, your kids are also being influenced by their peers, their kids and stuff that they're around at school.
The internet.
But then when they get home, they're still bombarded by Kim Kardashian. They're still bombarded by the rappers, the girl rappers, the twerking, the TikTok videos. It never stops. So it's a 24/7 cycle of other people having influence over your kids.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say simplify it, what do you mean?
What I mean by simplify is I can't teach my kid everything in the world anymore. I got to simplify it. I got to look at it like, hey, be smart, make good decisions, good grades, treat people well.
Right?
Real simplified. Like when you try to police every single thing they do, it's going to make it hard for them and you.
So basically build a strong foundation.
A strong foundation, but be lenient. But also be like, hey, it's some shit I ain't gonna deal with. But it's some stuff I'm okay with. I'll be passive on like grades. No, get them grades right. Like even if people say that school isn't the best thing and the best thing in the world for people and everybody, I want you to be smart. So if you go and keep getting these good grades, that shows me you're willing to work on doing something to be someone. You're going to be smart whether you go to school or whether you go be a content
What if you
creator.
have a kid that make good grades but still
are assholes?
doing not even assholes?
I mean, that happens too. That happens too though. Like
That does happen.
it does happen. So like, and that's what comes that second part to. I said, be a good person. I want my kids to be good people, be respectful.
Yeah, but
everybody, and
It's
come on, man,
It's tricky, man.
Go a little deeper.
I
than
can't
that.
because I'm just telling you how I now. If you teach different, fine.
No. I'm not talking about your teaching. I'm talking about you saying like, okay, be a good person, do this. But what if it get deeper than that? Your kid make good at grades, but they into it with their parents all the time.
Hey, I get it. Like I look at it like this, and I told you this. Hey, man, our kids ain't doing nothing we ain't do. Like sometimes these kids are at that age, 14, 15, 16, 17. They're gonna have a smart mouth or say something smart back. Like I get it as a parent. I don't care. Shut up, I'll beat your ass. Go do your homework. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna harp on that because I know you're still a good kid, but you're gonna have that moment.
Right.
Yeah.
So still simplify that too.
I with these two girls,
And that's harder. The girls.
Yeah, and like I said, they're gonna be close. Of course, when Tatum gets older, they're gonna kind of be nearing the same age or what have you. I know it's gonna be hard and it's gonna be a huge test in there because us as men, we kind of like laid back, and when it's time when they get into it with their mom when they're teenage, you know how little girls get. That's one thing that I worry about as well. But when I had Jalen Young, I know for a fact
12.
that I didn't do everything right with him.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you're going to mess up as a parent. That's just it. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get it right every time.
Right.
I'm just thankful that he turned out the way he did because he did have, he knew what love was. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he knew what right from wrong was. Although me and his mom wasn't together or nothing like that, she still did an outstanding job from what she was, and it was vice versa on my side. But
And maybe
he told me out of his mouth that there were things that I never knew that he did.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's all of us.
But
Yeah, you don't tell your parents.
and I'm
stuff
talking
to
about on the grand, like a grand scale. So,
all of us.
but still, when it's
Like-
your kid telling you this, and you had no idea that it happened, you completely blindsided me. Telling at this age now, I mean, he's done it and it's over. You just kind of be like, man, I'm just thankful you made it out of that situation.
Imagine all of us going to tell our parents our college stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, you knew. But
That's
what
a
I'm
wild
saying to you
shit
is
going on,
like,
boy.
She'll be crazy. Like she'll be mortified. You did what?
You did what?
I'm sorry. You taught me that.
I made it.
I say all of
I'm
that
here.
to circle around to say that it's the best teacher there is the experience.
Life.
Yeah.
the experience.
Life
of it all
is the best teacher ever.
And I will say, I don't know. There's no right or wrong way to do it. I have no fucking clue.
Because we're gonna tell our
have
kids
a
what's
clue.
right from wrong, what not to do. We've done all these things 10 times over. Bought a T-shirt, we did it all. But just because you did it, don't mean I'm gonna have this. It's gonna be the same outcome.
This older lady and man, actually, I was talking to him. They told me you can't bear the burden of your children's decisions,
Yeah. Sometimes kids
very
be
true.
fucked up. Sorry.
or they just make poor. They gonna
Just
make
poor
They gonna make
because
poor
we
decisions.
just said that we all might have been taught right from wrong or the things, but we still did something
Still
totally
making
different.
decisions.
Right.
Like I have some kids who I had some friends growing up, great parents. Niggas turned out to be menaces.
Yeah.
It's just that.
And we all know some that
Yeah.
You know that
Yeah.
has happened
It
too.
just
Like
be
I
like
know
that
kids
sometimes.
that grew up in good neighborhoods or came from good homes, but yet they wanted to come
Wanted
over
to
there
come over there where we
in the
were.
projects and
Right.
do all this shit.
Like-
and some people didn't. One of them didn't make it from that.
We all have a friend and a guy that we know that has the greatest parents in the world, nicest people you'll ever meet, and grew up in the church, grew up in good school, smart kid, went to college, got A's and B's, did my papers. You know what I'm saying? But ended up going to jail because they wanted to live the wrong life. And they'll tell you that story. They tell it all the time. So it just happens that way sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I think too. I mean, that's a loaded, and it's different because jail's easy for us.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure that everybody we've come across has made a decision that could probably put them there.
Put
You
you
know,
in jail.
you fuck around and give me that gun. Let me go get my change from McDonald's.
McDonald's.
You know what I'm saying?
nah, you
not
don't need
thinking.
that. You don't need that, bro. You don't
Yeah,
need
not thinking, you know, but like we've all like so that make it easy sometimes. Like not easy, but just sometimes I look at that shit a little different. But I don't know, man. Like I just feel like nowadays, you know, I'm parenting a teenager, and that shit just getting a little bit more. It's getting a little bit more difficult, and they're going, and it's crazy because I've known for years that this day was coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That this day was coming. These challenges, the boy crazy, the this, the that, the that. And, you know, you find yourself in conversations and it's like, well, why didn't you say this? Or why you didn't do that? And it's like, nigga, yes, I have. Like,
It's always and
Yeah.
and it can be always like that. Like you ain't gonna always say the right thing or what you meant to say at the time.
Right.
Like sometimes you're gonna be like hindsight, like damn, I should have handled it this way or this way or that way. But I handled it this way, and I got to deal with the consequences. We got to deal with the consequences.
Consequences, yeah.
whatever it
And
is.
more than anything, it's not that I don't try to protect. I try to protect my kid from the world. I'm gonna always do
Is that
what's
too
best for
hard,
them.
though? Is that too hard?
Hell yeah,
it's
bro.
hard.
That shit-
Because
that
the
shit-
world
in their
evolving.
hand.
the world,
World
right.
big as
Right.
fuck.
The
in the
world-
world right here. Like
Right.
anything you want to see.
right
it's
now.
And
here.
you right here recording podcast right now. Sometimes like we don't. I like my kid at home with a phone. I don't
And
know
it's
what they doing.
24/7.
I don't know what
So,
they doing right now. You
It's
know?
just again, like all you can do is what you can do, basically.
That's
like,
true.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is how we're doing this. This is what I'm expecting of you, so on and so forth. She go out and he go out and do whatever, you know what I'm saying, and get in trouble for it. All you have to do, like the worst thing my dad could have ever done was what he did to my oldest brother. My brother got locked up, and he went in there on some, you a fucked up little, you know what I'm saying, little nigga. But what he could have done was the opposite approach. Man, we gonna get through this together. Like, I know you did this. You still my son. I still love you. It was a mistake you made. But to this day, and this nigga down there knocking 50, he don't rock my dad. And that shit happened when he was like 18.
Yeah.
So you're gonna love them regardless. Even if whatever mistake they're gonna make, you're gonna love them, period. Because that's what you're supposed to do as a parent. But like I said, it's the world and what's going on around them. That's what I worry about with mine.
Yeah.
And you know, y'all know Taylor, man. Taylor is like the sweetest little girl you're gonna ever meet. And if everybody around you says the same thing, that means it's true. I worry about the world more than
And
I worry about
sometimes being
Taylor.
too sweet might get her.
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody
Or
might-
somebody start bullying her. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not teaching Taylor how to fight, but self-defense class will. Like, I'm gonna let an
Karate kick
expert,
your ass
right?
in the head.
So when that happens, she's disciplined enough to know this is self-defense. This is not bullying. You see what I'm saying? But somebody else, like Shay or whoever from Kingston,
They might
maybe
take that
teaching their
self-defense.
kid
Kick his ass.
kick his ass.
his ass,
Right, you know what I'm
Seabass.
saying? So it's just different, man.
know,
And you know.
I tell people all the time, and like I was talking to somebody who was saying how like they was criticizing the way somebody else was parenting, and it wasn't like that the kid that they was talking about was bad. They was doing like you said, they was doing kid shit, and I was like, you know what? I don't really. If y'all are good people, and I know that y'all are good people. I'm not gonna criticize how you're parenting because they was judging off of what the kid was doing, not off of what they were allowing the kid to do or whatnot. But you know what I'm saying? My thing is like y'all said, if you can't never get this job perfect, you can't never be perfect at this job, why are you gonna criticize? Like that's basically throwing rocks in a glass house.
It's because
because your kids can be shot. Like nigga, I'm 37, 38. You know what I'm saying? And if it come out some shit that I might have did that my mama just ain't aware of yet, it'll crush her because she didn't raise me to do that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's why sometimes you can't put the onus on the kid or the parent. Sometimes kids are kids.
Right. And I'm dealing with that shit now too though. So I understand it and I get it. And that's how I tell her. Like, think about it like this. And we talked about this. Like, her mom didn't do the things that I did. So I get it a little bit more. Like, she's just doing stuff that normal kids do. You sneak out the house, you go walk down the street right quick. You come right back. That shit happens. Like, because you didn't do it and you was the all-American kid, sort of say. Don't blame that kid for being a kid, man. Let her do this shit. She came home, she's safe. She ain't do no shit.
Well, you can't let her do this shit.
I ain't saying let her, but talk
even
to her about
punish her, but it ain't gotta be the end.
Don't
of the
get it to a point to like she's the worst kid in the world. No,
Right. That's what you definitely got to punish them, but also got to remember because like I done got caught trying to sneak somebody in at that same fucking age.
Nigga, I done had some shit, nigga. I had somebody upstairs in my house. Mama walking in the door, they jumped out the window on the second floor.
Yeah,
like just shit like, and mama never knew. Yeah, she might know now, but mama never knew, and that doesn't make us the worst kids.
To be honest, like on both sides, we seen in school, like men and women, kids that never got to experience life a little.
They get older, they go crazy.
You still a kid at 18, but then on both sides, they just go crazy.
That's why I don't mind my kid living a little life. At this point,
go to the party. Come in at a certain
because we always seen the
church girl.
Yeah, they get to school.
They be wild.
Be trained out by goddamn. You come in August, be trained out by October.
I rather my daughter have that one boyfriend than 8 of them.
Yeah, I can see that.